a lot of folks like Jesus, if they can make Jesus kind of jump on board with their appetites and use his energy or his power and his nature to bless what you want. In other words, hey, Jesus, I'm all in if you can give me a baby and I'm barren, if you can give me a spouse and I'm single, if you can deal with my financial crisis. And look, there's nothing wrong with children. They're a gift from the Lord. There's nothing wrong with sex and relational intimacy. God created those things, but if you live for sex, you're never going to be satisfied by sex. If you think another person can ultimately bring joy and peace to your life, you're going to find out that's not it. Jesus says, look, if you marry, you don't sin, but if you marry looking for marriage to be the only thing that you have in your life that will satisfy you, you're going to be a very discouraged married person before long. If you just seek to have money bring you peace, money will never bring you peace. It takes wings. It flees. I don't care how much you have. What Christ is trying to say here is, I'm here not to feed your appetites. You don't get your appetites if Jesus jump in and bless them. He changes your appetites and makes you find satisfaction in him. And that way you can enjoy sex how it should be enjoyed, not as a slave to it. Money can be your servant, not your master. Children are a gift and not something you're dependent on for meaning and significance, but something that you can build into and love and shepherd. With so many folks, and I want to tell you what, there are lots of false teachers that are out there trying to give you what your appetites wants. They'll tell you that God's going to make you healthier, wealthier, and more prosperous to build a crowd. And you're going to find out that Jesus moves away from people that just want him to bless their appetites. He doesn't endorse that. He withdraws from that. Let me read you this little excerpt that goes with this, okay? This is what one guy observed. He says, Jesus withdrew from crowds. Why? Because the enthusiasm that the people have is not for who he really is. This is important. He said, this is very important for our day and for your life. People can have a great enthusiasm for Jesus, but the Jesus they're excited about is not the biblical Jesus. It may be a morally exemplary Jesus, a socialist Jesus, or a capitalist Jesus, an anti-Semitic Jesus, or a white racist Jesus, or a revolutionary liberationist Jesus, or a countercultural cool Jesus, but not the whole Jesus. In the end, the whole Jesus gives his life as a ransom for sinners. And if your enthusiasm for Jesus is for a Jesus that isn't the Jesus of Scripture, in other words, a Jesus that doesn't really exist, then your enthusiasm is no honor to the real Jesus, and he will leave you and go into the mountain. Gang, this is very important. If you just want to get your Jesus and put him in a box and have him add on to your appetites, and you're good with him as long as he's good for what you're about, and you wonder where your abundant life is, you've never met Christ. You don't say, God, come bless my singleness. God, come bless my bank account. God, come bless my health. And if you do that, then you'll be my Jesus. No, you just say, you are the author and giver of life, and you are sufficient, and Christ plus nothing is everything. And if you're wondering why Jesus hasn't given you what you're looking for, it's because you have not understood him for who he is. He says, don't seek me. This is what's going to be John chapter 6, verse 20 through the end of the chapter. You seek me because I fed your stomachs. You don't understand the reason I fed your stomachs was to teach you something far greater. I am the bread for your soul. Trust in me. And so you're going to find twice. First, when the crowds came to him because of earlier signs that he did, he withdrew from them. Then they sought him again, and you're going to find out what he does. And he tries to serve them with truth. And then they go, we like you. And they were going to, by force, verse 15 says, try and make him king. And he withdrew from them again. And on he goes.